Just over 15 years ago, if you can believe it, that another musical powerhouse, Kelly Clarkson, became the very first American Idol. Since that night, Clarkson's big, powerful voice has helped her to sell 25 million albums and earn her 3 Grammy Awards. That success, though, certainly was not guaranteed by her winning a singing competition, and it hasn't always come easily. Kelly's latest album, Meaning of Life, has been at or near the top of the iTunes charts since it was released a week ago. She invited us for a Sunday Sit-Down to Nashville's Starstruck Studios in the very room where she recorded the album.
Every kiss is a door.
Love So Soft, one of your early singles.
Yeah.
It's just, there's some swagger in
yes,
there, right?
Stank. Yes, it's this face. Yes, it's that face. It's like, we were in the studio, I was like, yes.
That stank face is Kelly Clarkson's highest form of approval, and she's feeling good about her new album, recorded with a new label, featuring a new soul-inspired sound. Meaning of Life is the record the 35-year-old has been waiting 15 years to make.
100% of this record is all me. I think, you do have to live a little to sing these songs and have the kind of sass and confidence that comes with it.
Is there any fear at all to doing something a little bit different because you're so proven the way you've done it for all these years?
No, and you know what? Every time I cover a song, I tend to make it soulful. And everybody always asks me, well, when are you going to make that record? So I'm not nervous about it at all because I feel like people have been wanting this record for years. Like, I mean, all I sang on Idol was Aretha or any kind of soulful vibe.
Covers of R&B classics like Aretha Franklin's Respect won the Burleson, Texas native a huge following on the inaugural season of American Idol. That spotlight was a dream come true for Kelly, who first stepped on stage in middle school, where she performed in the choir and in school musicals. Clarkson was 20 years old when she auditioned for Randy, Paula, and Simon in 2002. At the time, she was living out of her car in Texas after a failed attempt to make it on the Los Angeles music scene. Kelly Clarkson. Clarkson won the competition, earning more viewer votes than runner-up Justin Guarini. More than 22 million people tuned in for the finale. Kelly became a star on the spot. People forget now how huge that show was in that moment culturally. Yeah. And you've said, you can tell me whether this is true or not, that you actually didn't want to win.
No one likes to lose, so let's start with that. But by the time we found out, Justin and I were the top 2, we found out about this movie that was supposed to be made, this movie musical, and I was like, wait, I don't want to do that.
Kelly's instincts were good. The movie, From Justin to Kelly, was mocked by critics and went from theaters to DVD in a matter of weeks.
And so that's why when you see me win, or right before I'm winning, you see my face because somebody had yelled out, "Oh, you're totally going to win." And I was like, I know, watch this happen. I'm like screwed.
Did you really feel that way?
Absolutely,
Standing
100%, 100%. Because at the time, even Justin and I talked, like, we both made it to the finale.
Right.
It didn't matter. To us, nobody had made a show. No, we weren't going to probably have a career. We were just hoping to pay our bills. There was no level of entitlement because we had no idea what was happening.
A moment like this.
Kelly's first single, A Moment Like This, raced to #1 on the Billboard charts. But life as the first American Idol wasn't exactly what it seemed. I was surprised to read how much you struggled after that, because to the outside world,
it was so
here's a young
easy.
woman who chased her dream, got $1 million deal, recording contract. She got all the things she wanted, but you weren't happy after that.
Well, no, because all the things you just listed actually didn't happen. So.
Oh, is that true?
People think, oh, you win $1 million contract. Oh, you're loaded. And I'm like, I still got a car that's bashed in. I was like, I can't pay the deductible. It was different than what, maybe Ruben or Terry or whoever else went after. It was a different thing the first time around.
The following year came Kelly's debut album, Thankful. It included the bold hit Miss Independent. But Kelly was struggling to get her own professional independence. Is it true in that period you thought about just getting out of it? This isn't going to work. I don't want any part of this anymore.
I think it's just how hard it was to get Miss Independent on my album, like let alone a first single. That was Moving Mountains. Everybody, you know, somebody wanted a country record, somebody wanted me to go R&B, somebody wanted me to go pop, somebody wanted me, everybody had their own idea. So it's very hard to like do that first record.
While under the contract with RCA that she won on Idol, Kelly clashed with the label's legendary president and CEO, Clive Davis.
He didn't pick me, and I didn't pick him at the time. So it was an arranged marriage, but it was a successful one in the end.
That marriage may have been messy, but it produced Kelly's most successful record, the Grammy-winning Breakaway. It sold more than 12 million copies worldwide and includes hits like Since You've Been Gone, Behind These Hazel Eyes, and the title track. 5 more albums followed.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
They made Clarkson an established superstar. The new album, Meaning of Life, marks a new era for Kelly. Last year, she walked away from RCA and signed with Atlantic Records. The final track on the new album borrows a line from the speech made by former First Lady Michelle Obama at the 2016 Democratic Convention.
When they go low, we go high.
It's a sentiment Kelly can relate to. Over 15 years in the public eye and on social media, she's learned to ignore the critics. And I'm sure it's hard for you to read Instagram, Twitter, things like that.
Yeah.
And not every once in a while I want to go in on somebody.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I don't go high always. I go sarcastic sometimes. There are times, I mean, I ain't a saint, so, like, I'm human. I don't care. People, you know, call me fat, like me brunette, like me to sing this song. You know, they say stuff all the time. It does not bother me because I'm very fulfilled in my life, and I love my life, and I'm blessed. It's not that I'm doing it to be like Joan of Arc of the music industry. It's because I'm a mother, and I care what is said to my kids, and I want them to build an armor to wear, an armor of confidence.
Her husband, Brandon Blackstock, is also her manager. Together, they have 2 young children, 3-year-old daughter River Rose and 19-month-old son Remington Alexander. Did having kids, having your own children, change your music at all?
Becoming a mother and a wife, I mean, it sounds funny, but I've never felt sexier. I've never felt more confident. I've never felt more empowered. I don't think you have to get married or have children to have those things. It just, that's what happened to me personally. It's like your give a crap factor drops. You're just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't
It's the same face when you listen to your own music,
It's the
right?
stank face.
Yeah, the stank face. There it is. We may see more of that stank face next season on NBC's The Voice, where Kelly will be a coach for season 14. Her husband manages Blake Shelton, another coach on that show. So Kelly says it feels like family. Kelly also has a new children's book out that is called River Rose and the Magical Christmas. I asked Kelly how she first heard about that famous scene in the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin when Steve Carell screams her name while getting waxed and how she feels about it. To hear her answer, check out our web extras at today.com.